I'm Colt Stevens from C. Stevens Gunworks. The following video you're going to see is an archive of my earlier work. Some of these earlier videos of mine have some great information that I really wanted to repost and preserve. So I hope you enjoy the content and I hope you learn something from this video. Today we're going to be taking a look at the Ruger LCP Max 380. This is a new design, 2021. This is a improvement to the Ruger LCP original and the Ruger LCP 2. Briefly upon the features of those guns before we get into the Ruger LCP Max, the latest iteration. The gun here, so we're going to do an unboxing as well. I'll go ahead and show you the box in case you want to follow along. This is SKU number 13719. This is the Cerakote Rose Gold model, which is a distributor exclusive. I'll go ahead and start with the background of this pistol. The original Ruger LCP was released in 2008, so this is an older line of pistols. LCP was a double action only, light, small, concealable pocket pistol, one of the smallest in its class. In 2016, they released the LCP2. Had a replacement to the trigger and update. It had a Glock style action trigger. They replaced the frame. It used to be a gold frame, then it became a black polymer to kind of match what everybody else was putting out on the market. That was a little bit more durable. They converted the pistol to striker fire. They also updated the recoil system. It became a recoil operated system versus the original blowback. The update to the operating system of the pistol kind of cut down on the recoil. That was the reason for it. Other thing they improved on the LCP2 was it now locks back on empty. The original LCP1 did not have a hold open whenever the ran out of ammo. That with the newer magazines, the LCP2 magazines, the LCP1 magazines do not do that. They don't have the cut on the back of the follower. The LCP1 and 2. In 2021, the LCP Max came out. This new design carries a round capacity or 12 round extended. Do that here in just a moment. The 10 round is offered in a flush fit or a pinky extension. The pinky extension is included in the box. You can also order the original extended magazines. They don't come with the 12 rounder in the box, but you can get those additionally aftermarket. ProMag also, I believe, offers a couple different choices as well. Behind this is they're kind of keeping up with the compact line of handguns. Things like the SIG 365, the Glock 43X. They have an extension to that, and the 380 lineup, which does not really have any on the market. This is one of the only classes of guns to do that. Before I go any further, I'll go ahead and show you the pistol itself and what comes in the box. You've got a lot of paperwork in this box. You've got your instruction manual here. You've got a Ruger sticker, the real reason why you bought this pistol. You've got some NRA promotional materials. You've got a flyer about your Ruger Blackhawk Single 6 or Bearcat that doesn't have the transfer bar installed. They're still doing that. I think that's a lawsuit thing. They still have to do that to try and update that to recall those. This is a Ruger shop coupon, 20% off. This is an advertisement for the Ruger shop. And now to the actual products. You've got a cable lock as mandated by federal law. You've got a slide indicator for if you are at a range that requires these to be put in your gun when the range is cold. That comes in the handgun when you first get it. I've taken this one out already. You've got a Ruger sticky holster, not made by Sticky. This is actually a Ruger product that is made for this gun. That's kind of nice. That gives you an option right out of the box to conceal carry this gun if you want to. You've got a magazine loader here. Another thing to note is So this is the low-tech version of the way to load this. Mag Lula products, the Up Lula, actually works on this particular handgun. Even though it's a 380 and they say it's 9 to 45, it will work with this gun. That's a good thing. As I mentioned, this is your pinky extension base plate. It's not on it right now. They only give you one magazine with this gun, and it has the flush already installed, but you can swap that out if you want to put the pinky extension plate on here. And then finally, we have the gun itself. And that's it right there. This is the Cerakote Rose Gold model. To me, it looks kind of like a dull pink finish. It's not quite rose gold. I've seen some of the metallic finishes that I would say are more rose gold. This is not really a shiny pistol at all. It's not a PVD finish like some of the others. I think they even offer a PVD finish, but that is only the slide, not the frame. This is the only one that I've seen that's like this, but slide and frame that are the same. I'll go ahead and talk about some of the features of this particular model that are different than the LCP original and LCP2. This features adjustable sights. If you look at this closer, you can tell those sights right there are drift adjustable. They can be replaced, they can be adjusted if they are off zero. Your rear sight is just a blacked out rear with a tritium front bead sight. Factory original sights that are on here right now, it comes like this, which is a nice feature for a carry gun. If you're out at nighttime, you already have night sights pre-installed. You don't have to do any finagling. You don't have to take it to a shop to get them to install it. It's just great right out of the box. The other thing that's new on this model compared to the predecessors, this has a reversible magazine release right here. You can also flip that to this side if you would like. It is a pretty easy process. It even details how to do that in the manual if you want to do that. This handgun features a weight of 11 ounces unloaded with the magazine inserted. It has a 2.8 inch barrel with a 0.81 slide width here. Your frame is only slightly wider. It's still probably about a 0.9 inch. It's not quite a whole inch, which makes for a very small frame pistol. Very easily concealable. You can get away with this all day long with multiple carry options. Even in the pocket with the included holster, this just kind of blends right in anywhere you would decide to carry this. Even being compared to the LCP original, LCP1, LCP2, this is a very small frame, conceal carry, easily concealed handgun all the way around. It sacrifices a little bit on the self-protection side. Being a 380, you're losing about 25% of the damage potential, whereas the 9 is a much more recoiling cartridge. This being a little bit larger compared to the LCP 1 and 2, it's a little bit easier to hang on to. And the 380 is easily manageable as far as recoil. The closest handgun Ruger makes to this is the Max 9, which is a good chunk bigger than this pistol. That I would say is starting to not be pocket concealable. That you would need a traditional rig on the pants or belt. Now, as far as taking these apart, these are a little bit challenging to get apart. You have this pin right here. This is not a traditional Glock style takedown. You're gonna need something flat like a screwdriver to get this pin out. They're not really an easily field expedient way to do that without this. You may have something in your everyday carry that serves as that. Just kind of pull up on this and it starts, and you just pull this straight out. Once that's done, the slide just kind of comes off the front like that. Pretty simple. It's not quite like a Glock. The Glock, you don't have to use any tools. This one you have to have something flat to pry on that little pin to pull out. Once you get in here, This is a pretty simple pistol, all said and done. There's not a whole lot going on in here. It's very streamlined, very dependable, very reliable. If you wanted to clean it, this is pretty much as far as you need to take it. You can pull your recoil spring off here, kind of compress that, pull it off, take it right out, take your barrel out. That very simple barrel. And once you have that, these are as far as you need to go to do any maintenance. If you go further than this, there's really no need. Putting it back together, you just put your barrel back in here, put your recoil spring back in here, make sure the guide rod end is towards the rear of the handgun, put your spring in first, press it down, put it back in. You'll notice there's a little notch on the barrel where it needs to sit. Just make sure that's all the way in. Put your slide back on your frame here, back into the groove. It only goes in one way. Put it back on right here. Just slide it all the way to the rear like you had it when you first took it off. And put your pin back in. Pin right here. It's got a little spring to keep it retained. You just got to get it pushed in over that. And you may have to work it back a little bit to get it in. This one took that. And you are now back together. That's all there is for disassembly. Easy, but not toolless. You still got to have some kind of flathead screwdriver to get it off. That's one of my biggest complaints with Ruger series firearms in general, is it's not a toolless disassembly. But like I said, you may have something in your everyday assortment that can take care of that, so maybe not a big deal to you. Overall, in the lineup of LCPs, this is the latest iteration. There's a lot of small things involved with Ruger's design on this one. They have done a lot of internal work, a lot of streamlining, as I said when I took this gun apart. When you buy a newer handgun, the newer handgun you get, you can almost assure that there's a lot of advancements in technology in the series of guns. A lot of small things I can't necessarily describe to you, done with the hammer, the magazine, feed lips, the internal geometry of this handgun to facilitate a lot better feeding compared to the original LCP 1 and 2. Suffice it to say, Ruger has done a lot of work to this series of handguns, taken a lot of improvements over everything that they have received in the warranty department. You can rest assured that when you buy a newer handgun from Ruger, that they have taken the care and quality control to make sure that the products that leave the factory now are as good as they can be in comparison to the older ones that don't have the latest improvements to their series of guns. The LCP Max is a dependable product. Ruger is not like other companies that cost cut their product into the ground. They have, at minimum, assured that the quality of their product stays the same, and in cases where they can, they improve the quality of that and are continuing to innovate. And this is no exception. The Ruger LCP Max is an evolution of the LCP design, and it is overall a great product that will serve you well. Another thing with this handgun that you might this might be the reason you clicked on this video, is just to see me review a pink handgun. I will say, to me at least, me getting, if I were shot with a black handgun, it would just wound me physically. If I get shot with a pink gun, it wounds the soul. So that is one consideration if you are looking at this model in particular. Maybe that's a selling point to you. Maybe that's why you buy this handgun. Who knows? Ruger certainly likes to put out a variety of colors for their handguns and customization options that make it very personable to you. Not really my thing, but maybe for you it is. So that is the Ruger LCP Max. Great product, highly recommend. And that is all I have for you today. Thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe, and check out our website at horseshoefirearms.us.